Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a lag drop there. Anyway, we have a free fuel here on Across the Rhine. This should be intriguing with triple British. We have BH-18 straight out the gate with Royal Armor Regiment with Anvil specialization. We have Bisco of Mthis as Royal Artillery Regiment with Hammer specialization. Okay. And finally, Little Rigs without a command choice yet. Meanwhile, representing the Germans today, we have MJP 919, a Strafdivision for die Wehrmacht, Indian Big Smoke, without any command choice for the Waffen-SS. And finally, ISCO as the Wehrmacht, also without a commander choice. We'll see how this turns out. Currently, the Axis are spreading out, and so are the British, trying to get off to various positions. This should be intriguing. Triple British. That's going to be very potent engagements, I feel. Depending on what they do and how they do it. Already working to take care of territory. But Storm Pioneers have already spotted the first Royal Engineers. We do have some Royal Hamilton light infantry sections coming up here. Pioneers on the southern flank moving up, but they might be engaged with the rifle sections down here soon. So British is generally a pretty interesting choice. I like the British faction, I just suck at playing them. They get a lot of very good equipment and stuff. Let's see, the rifle section is going to be fighting off here against the Volksgrenadiers and the Pioneers. The Volksgrenadiers are quickly pushing up. Planning to get close enough to use the Brandflasche, I imagine. Or Steel Hand Grenade. That's a smoke grenade. Okay, so I guess the Brits are planning to go a little bit further back, potentially? Or just buying time for the other squad to arrive. Maybe we'll have the Brits fighting here in the center. But looks like the Storm Grenadiers have managed to take out these Royal Hamilton. I don't think we have a command choice yet for the other British. No, we do. It's Royal Guard, I think. No, that's Royal Parachute, my bad. I just saw the grenade symbol, like the old Grenadier symbol here, and thought it was Royal Guard, but no, that's actually the Sherwood Rangers. My bad. I'm also doing this with the auto recording settings, so I'm trying to lower the quality, but still it should be good quality thanks to the encoder. I just don't want the file sizes to be ginormous as they was on the auto thing I did. I want them to not be so big they just fill up my computer in seconds, basically, or minutes, I rather. But still look good. And the new encoder is definitely doing a good job, I feel. At least it looked that way in my Hat in Time video, but my voice did not sound that good in that one, so I might need to fiddle with a few more settings or something, but I'm not sure what. I'll have to find out. Anyway, we have some Grenadiers pushing up here of the Ersatzbataillone, which is that triangular symbol. But the rifle sections are doing pretty good in the long-range engagement with heavy cover. British is generally very good in heavy cover-to-cover fighting. That's a rifle grenade though. Pretty decent one. But the Waffen-SS is pushing up pretty far here with the Storm Grenadiers. But the British are trying to dig in with the, up on the fortified position here. Those Storm Grenadiers are in range for fragmentation grenades. Mills bomb in return. But that might be the machine gun. Almost cleared out. But now there's double Vickers now, and that's already being a problem here for the Germans. They might have to pull back. Oh, the Germans cannot hold the southern flank anymore either, but they do have a machine gun coming up. MD-42. The British are using a lot of smoke. I like to see that. Smoke grenades are really important. And the British get some pretty good ones at that too. We have a command choice for all the Germans. Yeah, we have Fallschirmjäger versus Royal Paratrooper on the northern flank. That's fascinating. Still nothing from the Indian Big Smoke. Oh, MD-34 in the Kulwagen here. Putting down those troops. Oh, rifle grenade miss! That's a dead rifle section, I think. Unless this other rifle section can save them. It looks like they might. Looks like we have a forward assembly set up here for the British so they can fight and reinforce it near the front line. Gonna help them tremendously. Kubelwagen is trying to get some shots in. The British do manage to take the munitions point though. But Vickers probably have to pull back. It's very low health. Vickers going inside the building here for the Royal Parachute Regiment. And the British are also trying to decap the German fuel. It looks like they are succeeding for now. But the MD-42 down here now in the riverside is going to be very difficult to deal with, I think. Although the British are having advantage of heavy cover at long range at the moment. They'll not be able to kill that MD-42. At least I don't think they will. Brits have managed to secure the northern fuel. That's going to be a good one for the Commonwealth. And triple Commonwealth is going to be very difficult, I think, late game for the Germans to face. The Commonwealth gets some good choices. Ah! Looks like Indian Big Smoker has gone for mechanized. Okay, so they're going for early half-tracks. That could be useful, but that means the Germans have no commanders that provide them with heavy tanks, I'm pretty sure. So they're gonna have to be very cautious late game in armored fighting. I guess some of them do get the Panzer IV-H, which could help. That's about it. And that Pioneer is definitely gonna be in trouble once this Vickers gets shot on him. Like that. Yeah, the Pioneer's gonna take that. They're actually gonna die, I think. You have an MG here. There's an MG-44. And Germans have managed to push up to actually decap the British fuel. That's a big deal. But the British are still in a good overwatch position. Once that smoke clears, then the Vickers can open up. But there are machine guns here to stop the British from taking it back, I'm pretty sure. The Germans will seem to succeed in getting it in time, thanks to the smoke. But very good there for the Germans. We do have a bad section here, but they are still being killed by all these storm grenadier. So they have to relocate. MG-42 here got suppression on the Vickers, but the Vickers is getting suppression in return. Actually, they managed to pin machine gun thanks to some support from the Bren gun up there. Smoke. Oh, smoke artillery going in. That's some big shells. Oh, half-track pushing here. Got hit by a rifle grenade. But they do have a flamethrower inside, although the flamethrower is not firing at the moment. But that's going to be a hard one to deal with, and the British have lost a lot of units quickly. Not sure what these... I suppose they killed the half-track, but now they're running into a flamethrower. Which they don't want to do. As you can see, that might be a dead... Yeah, that's a dead unit. And we have another half-track coming out here. The advantage of playing mechanized is you get these things very early, and for very, very cheap, so they're pretty handy to get around. We're still lacking in AT equipment here to deal with them. We do have those AT rifle grenades. Actually, these guys don't have them. They got the sticky grenade instead. Fascinating. Oh boy. But the Vickers will be able to suppress the half-track, so he cannot aim up anymore. As you can see, he's ducking down, trying to avoid being shot. More British troops are coming up here though, sappers and more rifle sections. Might grab that Piat off the ground. Looks like they are, indeed. And the Hepta cannot do much at the moment. Of course, because being suppressed. Panzerjäger's coming up behind, but that's sure there's a lot of light vehicles to deal with at the moment. Because of Canadian infantry coming onto the fields. A cheaper unit you can get if you're playing as Royal Artillery. In place of your rifle section. I believe they actually cost a CP now, so you cannot get them out the gate as you used to, but I'm not sure on that.
Orders are ready to be issued for a raiding operation.
Ooh, looks like the half-track has got his machine gun back there. Putting it into work, but the squad did get killed. Oh, rifle grenade there. The half-track has to pull back quick. The German Luftwaffe troops are trying to secure ground. We even have some Jägers on the field with MP40s. And Germans have fortified down here. It looks like the Brits have been unable to get this fuel back. They do have a captain, not a captain, a lieutenant on the field. Or lieutenant, I believe how it's pronounced when it's British. Good old British English compared to American English. Not that I'm either, I'm Danish. I suck at English. As my accent and my mannerisms should pretty much indicate. We have an airdrop coming in here. Looks like some medical supplies for the Luftwaffe, but right in the middle of the battlefield. This is a captain of the Royal Air Force jumps in at the same time. Look, another half-track went down here. You also have a Luftwaffe officer here. Well, a Fallschirmjäger officer to be precise. Artillery is going in on the point. Didn't do that much though. That's a lot of British paratroopers now. Well, not a lot, but it's definitely significant. Oh, it looks like that's the biggest the Germans have stolen. Okay. Well, Sturmgrenadiers pushing to the front line. You also have an MG-44 still inside that building. Looks like the airborne officer is going to try and take the point, but he's under machine gun fire. And Jaeger fire as well. Trying to grab the medical supplies, which I don't think helps while you're under fire. I think you need to be out of combat for it to take effect. Oh, we have a little Greyhound on the field here. That's cool. That's something I rarely get to see. I believe Royal Armored gets access to a lot of American light vehicles, so that's nice. We have Canadians around. Another airdrop here. Also, there's going to be some weapon teams for the airborne. Gonna be a Ordnance mortar and a pack howitzer. Not bad. There's a 2 on the southern flank, so the Germans have kind of fortified along the riverside here. Greyhound has to be cautious because that 2-2 can destroy it. Yeah, already took out the gunner there. So I think the 2-2 has the advantage. Ooh, just needs one more penetration. Looks like he manages to back off safely for now. The British is lacking any AT though to fight back. And the gunner's still gone. But the Greyhound cannot fire. You do see an AT gun coming out here for the British, and those bunkers are bugged, by the way. You cannot fire out this front for some reason. Half-track being suppressed here in the center. And half-track around with some grenadiers with a flamethrower. Yeah, so you can see, you cannot fire out the bunker even though the machine gun is showing.
Anti-tank gun ready to do some damage.
But the AT gun is arriving on the battlefield now. Until we're going in on the British positions, that's bad. I don't think the British have realized it's coming. Oh, and a few shells land straight on the mark. That Greyhound is still not ready because its gunner is still gone. Need to rush it to use an AT grenade.
Heavy machine gun crew killed.
They don't have the munitions. Oh god, this is not looking good for the British all of a sudden. The 2's just mowing through them. The AT gun is sitting up, and there we go. That's the 2-2 cleared. And suddenly the fighting is now in the British' favor. Or the British favor, rather. You can see in the center still holding up the front line from the Canadians. Looks like the Luftwaffe are preparing to try and take the fuel point back up here. But the airborne are keeping eyes on everything. We also have a glider coming in. Looks like he might have lost a wing from the shadow. No, that's just the wing that didn't render. I wonder where the glider's gonna land. Oh god, that's landing right here at the front line. Not the worst landing, it was landing straight in the fire line. Actually, not under that much fire. Suppose the pilot did a good thing there or something. Until being called in somewhere, I'm not sure where. But MGs are stopping the British from moving around. But the machine guns pointing in this area. They've all pinned the British. But the British pilots can break the suppression with the Red Devil's ability. Does make it easier to hit though, I'm pretty sure. Also had some equipment that's being airdropped in for the Luftwaffe. I light the infantry gun and a mortar. MD-42 is trying to get some shots into the British positions. We have the King's own light infantry in the field here.
The enemy are attacking one of our forward
Being armed with a boy's AT rifle. Oh boy. That's always useful. We also have a Valentine in the center here for the British. Or should I say Canadians, potentially. Well, the Commonwealth forces anyway. Your military police in the field, Kettenhunter. Oh, the Waffen SS is down to very few units. Yeah, well, the Luftwaffe is doing its best with all their support teams up here. Trying to fight against the British Royal Parachute Regiment. British is still moving for the southern fuel here, but the Germans might intercept. Looks like there's smoke, we just cannot see it. Not been rendered. So what happens if you don't, when you aren't actually looking at the smoke when it arrives, it doesn't render it in the replays. Still coming in for the center here. Ooh, that's a lot of good spread barrage, but didn't do that much damage though. Valentine pushing up the snow. Not a lot of AT apart from this Panzerjäger. Will they hit? Yep, and that's a dead Valentine. Good job from the Panzerjägers there. Right, yes, still pushing up against the British. So these guys also have the boys AT rifle. Which does fire pretty fast, by the way. The boys AT rifle is surprisingly fast firing for a anti-tank rifle. Ooh, machine gun getting up inside the building. That's very close range. Panzerfaust in the building. And that actually works, by the way. You actually can Panzerfaust buildings, and it does a lot of work. People did actually use Panzerfaust against buildings sometimes. I think it's mostly the Russians that use the captured Panzerfaust as a good anti-vehicle building. Oh, line infantry gun begins to work. Never underestimate line infantry gun, as I always say. Smaller howitzers are pretty handy. MG34 100 rounds here on the Sturm Grenadiers. Unique upgrade for them if you're playing as mechanized. Pretty good upgrade, by the way. They're only having 100 rounds on an MG34 is just superior to an MG42, I think. It looks like they're going to self-destruct the glider here. Oh no, they cancelled it. There's a Panzer F4, F1 on the field here for the Wehrmacht on the southern flank. But they still have their AT gun, but they seem to be lacking in other units at the moment. They have a fair few AT rifles though, but I don't think they'll do much on F1. I guess unless they hit it on the back. In the engine block. Ooh, those Sturm Grenadiers taking some heavy losses. They have to pull back. Panzer 2 Lukes coming onto the field for the mechanized. Okay, somehow the DKSK can fire even though the gunner has been killed. Looks like a bug.
Headquarters and supporting troops are ready to fly into a target area by glider.
F1 pushing up here with a high explosive. Got a good shot there, almost killing the rifle section. And the AT rifles don't do anything to the Panzer IV frontally. It's basically not at range. Oh, that actually did something. A small penetration. Suppose I shouldn't dish the boys' AT rifle. Double Stuart coming out here for the British Armored. I believe it is armored though, I just need to make sure. Yeah, it is armored because they had the King's Own Yorkshire and like getting a lot of light tanks. Stuart will definitely help, but two of them... is there any AT guns? There's actually no AT guns on the southern flanks. If they can overrun this F1, it should be good. Also, that boy's AT rifle has long range. They also have a marksman rifle, okay. That's a pretty damn good squad, by the way, for long range. Mortar pit going up here. Not really hitting with the boys on the infantry, however. Several more Canadians are being called in as a cheap forward front line. Panzer II Lukes on the field here now for the mechanized. Mortar half-track, I think, coming up as well. Yep, that's a mortar crew. The Luftwaffe is still doing its best with the limited resources it has. Lucas Fus coming onto the field. The King's Own grabbed the machine gun. Okay. Mortar pit is now ready, which could definitely put the hurt on the Germans if used correctly. But the Panzer II is definitely causing issues for the central flank. Because the central flank is lacking in AT equipment at the moment. But they're being hit by some... Piat! Very good job from the Piats from the Royal Airborne. Or Royal Parachute, rather. F1 trying to get on an angle here. We also have the Hauptmann overseeing the front line here of the Ersatzbataillone. AT gun also arriving here for the Canadians. And here the double Stuarts are going to spring into action. If they can get good shots on that F1, they might actually be able to do something. Need to see how it turns out for them. Probably need to prioritize vehicles, because here comes the F1. That's going to be a hard fight for the Stuarts to win. Especially at range. Oh, no penetration so far. Ooh, they're using the front llama pretty well. Oh, critical hit there from one Stuart. Both sides are not deciding to push yet. The front llama of the Stuart is somewhat saving it from the F1 Stoppy-Nose gun. But the 45mm is not having a good penetration chance either way. Good long firefight down here. Ooh, that's just really just holding up. But they're just not having any luck penetrating. The other one needs to be in range to support as well, I think. That's not happening. There we go, the Stuart moving up so they can get double firepower in. There we go. Main gun destroyed! My god, the Stuarts are actually doing it! Well, this one's using canister shells. Probably shouldn't do that. But without the gun there, that's gonna be a problem. Both Canadians have been out with Panzerfaust though. Oh, they are using both canister shots.
A forward position.
Oh, and they're mowing down the foes grenadiers. Without a gun, though, that F1 is really in trouble. I think the Stuarts could just move up somewhat. There's no AT equipment here. Yeah, they're starting to move in. That's a lack of stuff to stop them. Good job with the Stuarts here. I rarely see Stuarts utilized as well. Well, the other flanks would just have a normal firefights going on. Yeah, it looks like the Luftwaffe tried to do a push. They did an F1 on their own that got damaged by the looks of it. Oh, Stuarts are first fired down here. Targeted some of the infantry behind, but the Stuarts are still basically operational. Once immobilized, though. But looks like the Germans cannot hold on to this position for much longer. The light tanks are actually doing their job. Making the Germans take heavy losses here. Third Stuart coming out, I guess. The Stuart is just really showing itself as a good light tank at the moment. So Pia trying to take out the F1 here, but they're being shot up by the machine guns and the Volksgrenadier. Oh, Pia shot. Hits it! That's not good for the Germans at all. The Germans have been trying to dig in more. But the pack has almost arrived now. So I think they might be able to save this Panzer IV unless the British infantry starts pushing up aggressively. And they do seem to be. Ooh, the pack is getting a little bit too close. The British infantry can shoot it down. Taking out the crew one by one. There we go. It managed to get a shot off and destroy one Stuart, but then it's gone in itself. So I think this Stuart could actually... No, it cannot even move. My bad. It's immobilized. So it's just stuck there and having to fire. Germans trying to dig in on the front line. Not a good idea, I think. There's also a British major on the field with a most elaborate mustache. Truly a gentleman. Also took some first shots going in. Didn't do too much damage, but did stun all the British infantry. Ooh, looks... They do take out the other pack again. I think they're supposed to switch to AP shells and just slowly start to pinch away at the F1. I think that might be the best option here. Coldstream Guard arriving, another unique unit available to armored. Use, I believe, American equipment rather than British. So they're coming in on Garants and similar. Let's switch to AP now. Get good some flanking shots there. There we go. That might be the F1 then. They get another shot in that penetrates. There it goes. Playing it out. Hell, the airborne is fighting up here. Oh, good artillery going in. Just a lot of fighting across the front line right now. We have a Cromwell Mark IV arriving here for the Canadians. And the Canadians are being used to grab more equipment off the ground. As the British keep pushing again. These Stuarts have actually done a great job for the British. Who would have known? This pack cannot be saved, I think. Yeah, it's being shot to pieces. And the British now control most of the riverside here. There was a first doing close range fire. They want to kill the Stuarts. Most of the Stuarts did dodge it though. Several staffs was being called out for as replacements. Looking good for the German southern flank. Artillery being landing around. I think this is a... Yeah, this is a land mattress. Definitely one of the more potent rocket-based artilleries.
An HMG crew has been lost to enemy action.
Mostly because the barrage is so long and covers a wide area.
We have a forward structure under attack.
I think they need to switch to APs to deal with the bunker though. Just a hutch.
New grenadier squad is ready.
That's fine. Canister shells, it's not going to do much to it. Answer for J in the center here against the Cromwell. Looks like the J has the advantage here. Ooh. Cromwell manages to back off, I think. Yeah, looks like both tanks are backing off. Take a scrap here by the Luftwaffe. British paratroopers are still moving out, but they're still being suppressed by all the machine gun fire. Oh, that's a Bofors. And the British are really digging in heavily. The Bofors is definitely going to help. Pretty good anti-air gun that's also good against light vehicles and infantry. It even serves as an artillery piece, by the way. I've used this on a like 40mm high explosive barrage with 25 rounds. Pretty damn good, by the way. People just rarely use it. Panzer 4J moving up to the front line again. A good shot down the Stuart, killing it. As the mechanized is now supporting the Straf troops that are being moved up and mobilized to hold the remains of the front line down here. And the Waffen SS is just going to set up so the Straf troops can secure it. Heat still missed. Remember, heat stills are not the best against infantry. And Jays do not arrive at high explosive shells. That's only the H that does, I believe. The J is not as good as the A to dealing with infantry. Firefly coming up for the paratroopers. Ooh, good shot there from the... I forgot what it's called. Anyway, the AT gun. Tank's trying to get a shot here, but they cannot get an angle. We also have some more Storm Grenadiers up here on the Overwatch here with an MG42. Yep, J might be in trouble. Has to pull back. And they have an F1 on the northern flank here, but this is now Cromwell Mark 5, which gives us a pretty insane amount of armor, by the way. Frontal armor, that is. So this thing is a lot more armor than you'd think. Probably makes it one of the more reliable medium tanks when it's a Mark 5. I think it's 25% increased armor, which I don't think a lot of people expect from like the Cromwell. They can basically brawl reliably with German tanks, but somehow the F1 won this one. I'm not sure how, but okay. That's a lucky crew. August going looks like the Brits are about to be overrun again. It looks like the AT gun did manage to take out the Panzer IV though. It's going to allow the British to retreat safely. Coldstream Guard calling the retreats with their Thompsons. Oh, Captain Panzerfaust on the Panzer IV, killing it. Artillery shields. No, that's another land mattress for the Royal Artillery. Pretty damn potent artillery piece after all. Just rocket after rocket. Like, it can really harry a front line continuously by just continuously hitting it with rockets. I said I would a lot. Continuously. Here's the Firefly. That's probably going to be dead F1 if it prioritizes it, of course. Doesn't look like it is. You generally don't want to waste the Firefly shots on infantry, because that's not what it's the best at killing. More Royal Paratroopers moving up here. That's the captain. You can see him with the beret there. The red beret. Red Devils. And we also have a Firefly in the southern flank. Another Panzer IV Brine for the mechanized.
Ready for action.
I keep trying to say the German word mechanisierte, but I should just say mechanized. But we have an Immergrün coming up here. A very big howitzer available to SS mechanized. Probably the biggest artillery piece that you can like plop down, I think, as the Germans. Obviously the Sturmtiger is a thing, but that's a mobile thing, so I don't count that in this thing. The Immergrün is a really big gun. Baby Tiger here. You need Panzer II available to Straf. Has very high frontal armor for a light tank, and it's very slow though, as you can see. Because it's basically not armored. It's just a very heavily armored Panzer II. They can actually do a lot of damage if used correctly, but against the Firefly, I am not sure its armor is going to hold up against a 17-pounder gun. Because of a heavy mortar here. Also unique to Straf Division. Basically it's the Russian heavy mortar. The Germans just copied. Because the Germans actually copied a lot of Soviet equipment. They basically just found the Soviet heavy mortar, the 120mm, and found out, yeah, this mortar is pretty good. And basically just copied the design entirely and started producing it themselves. Very effective. Yeah, and that's the Baby Tiger gun. Oh, Firefly's also taking out the pillboxes here. And the Brits are certainly getting all the equipment they need to push and attack. Because of the howitzer coming up here. Oh, that's the Immergrün firing, I think. Trying to take out the British before they consider that 5.5-inch howitzer. Where's the Immergrün? Here it is. Oh, I don't think it counts as kills, because I think this explosion size is for some reason bugged. But it doesn't actually count the kills, which is very awkward, because it means the crew never gets veterancy. Oh, Firefly took a hit. Transport JD can hit though. And now the 5.5 inch has got a counter barrage the Immergrün. We have a little bit of a huge artillery fight going on in that part of the map. Germans are able to push up somewhat again. The British have abandoned the riverside for a while. It looks like the Coldstream guards will go up with some carbines. Because who's firing? Ooh, decent rockets overall. Took out the AT gun. Oh yeah, the Royal Hamilton is still holding on. Because the German Fallschirmjägers have not had the best luck, but they have forced the parachutists to stay back, and all the buildings are also destroyed, so that helps too. We have another F1 coming out to the field. We have a Sherman Mark 5 here for the Royal Armoured. Just pushing the center, mortar half-tack killed. 5.5 ends cleared out. Land match was opening fire. All the rockets. Because if one rocket hits around the Immergrün, it'll be decrewed again. Well, not again, but decrewed at least. We also have a Major here for the Germans to oversee the front line. Yeah, he is with his little Luger. German Mark 5 pushing up. Beats SEGA that pack. No penetration of the Sherman this time. Very lucky because the Sherman Mark 5 I don't think is that strong for the British here. Only 700 frontal armor rating. It's not that good. It is a fairly cheap tank though, I'm pretty sure. Take out the team of the AT gun there. Coldstream and the rifle sections pushing up. Really wish they would have some unique models though, rather than just the rifle sections. Oh! Firefly took out the cover of the Coldstream, but the cover of the Major is gone. Major does buff quite a bit actually, but I think the Germans have to abandon this front line again. More troops are coming up, more packs. Heavy building coming up here for the Wehrmacht, so they might get for Brumba, a Stupa, which I don't think will work that well, but who knows. Oh, Alf class about to be spotted here if they don't get to safe spot. Oh, that's close. Looks like they do manage to get to safety though. F1 around. Live to gun opening fire. German fighting out on the riverside again. Major has been pinned. He has to get out of there. Good play from the British overall. They've done a good job. And the Immergrün is definitely having some trouble. And D44 managed to suppress, but then gets killed. Slowly falling over. With some weird physics. Immergrün has been cleared out by a blast radius of that artillery strike. Not looking good here for the Germans overall. The British are pushing up pretty far. Here comes a lot of Royal Parachute troops alongside the Firefly. So we have smoke, assault barrage across the front line. Try and cover up the British advance. The British are going for full-on assault here. Firefly is wasting his shell there on infantry. F1 through the smoke though. Not sure what this F1 is doing, probably because there's so much smoke. Yeah, because people act a little bit weird for the smoke, but it looks like it's working out for the British. They can just hit it again. Yeah, they're a little bit too close to it, they cannot fight a Piat like that. Yeah, but they got it. And smoke just across the entire front line here. Well, I guess apart from down here for some reason. But the British are pushing up with a Veterans 5 Lieutenant. Very nice. He's been really helping the front line then. Yeah, just getting your officers nearby and having them veterancy up is pretty handy because they provide a lot of help for all your troops around them. And remember, the officers don't have to do the fighting themselves, they just need to be near the fighting. So you can keep them a little bit behind the front line and they'll do just fine. That bunker's not gonna last long. That's a lot of firepower coming that way. Yeah, the bunkers on this map is kind of bugged, so don't enter them. Don't really do anything. We have some stormtroopers now for the mechanized. They're having issues against this unit. Oh, we have another glider coming in, just obscuring my screen for some reason. Gonna stop Selvebel as well. Glider landing. That was actually a pretty decent landing. Only the tips of the wings broke.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Good for the British. If they can keep that maintained, they can actually recruit paratroopers from there. I mean, force from it. So very good there from the British. We do have another Panzer 4F1. Do notice the Luftwaffe, you do not get anything from the final tier building. I suppose you get some upgrades, but that's about it. So you actually have no reason to get this, in my opinion. Of course, you never know. Perhaps there's something with those upgrades that are useful. I really think the Luftwaffe should get something from it, but I'm not sure what. Like, I thought ship up would be good for the Luftwaffe to have from it, so. But something would be definitely nice to have in the final tier building, because it feels a little bit off if you get the final tier building and you get nothing just because of your commander choice. Of course, that's just my opinion, so. Ooh, that's a lot of rockets landing from those land mattresses. Not doing the most damage, but the Germans have lost most of their front line already. Panzer IV hitting northwards. B pushing up. AT gun turning around. Oh, and Firefly is also present. That's a dead J. Immergrün has been rebuilt here. Oh, trying to. Oh, very good shot on the British emplacements there. 17 pound almost cleared out, and the mortar position definitely cleared out. Immergrün doing its job.
Emplacement under attack.
But now the British artillery is firing in return, I think. Yeah, the 5.5 inch. Just very big guns here. But the British keep pushing across here. I think the Germans are on their back foot, but they're still holding on. Their lack of potential armor though. Oh, they do have a Stupa. And the Stupa could potentially do something. Oh, looks like the Major is in trouble. Super pushing up here, very risky of it. Especially with a 17 pounder nearby. Doesn't penetrate the Sherman there. Firefly going to take a shot. Doesn't penetrate. Is he gonna try and do the tulip rockets? Yeah, he's trying to do the tulips. One penetrated. Oh, the one did not fire. Do remember the tulips are actually pretty powerful if they can penetrate. Ooh, German front line on this side is completely collapsed. The paratroopers are pushing up. It's not enough to stop them. They do a stormtroopers on the flank here with some Sturmgewehrs. The Badeladung. Oh, but 5.5 inch lands nearby. Ooh, that might be a lot of the paratroopers. These stormtroopers are pretty damn efficient with the Sturmgewehrs. That's a lot of the paratroopers. But the 5.5 inch artillery keeps landing. Oh, that's a lot of shells. Still not looking good for the Germans, but they're holding on. Luftwaffe has lost a lot of their ground. British basically boarded their base now, which is not easy to come back from.
We must defend our headquarters.
So it's just coming here from the Immergrün. So the artillery duel just continues at the moment. Fortunately, just have to pull back. Land mattresses are firing again. At least one is. Oh yeah, the rockets are not the most accurate though, as you can see. Canadians are now pushing up behind it. Sherman's also pushing up. Lots of Canadians. Badeladung in their way. You know, Canadians are low quality infantry though, so they will get killed pretty quick. Ooh, the flak is actually hitting their own base because of the angle. Oh, that's bad. Oh, they took most of the stormtroopers are gone. Oh, HQ is gone. Oh, not good here for the Germans at all.
A mobile command vehicle has been dispatched.
Full team got forced back. We have another Stuart coming up here for the British. There's a Firefly driving out down here from the airborne. Well, parachute regiment. Panzer 4F1 pushing on the northern flank. Worcester coming up behind it. AT gun hits the old wreck here. It certainly does not help it. AT gun cleared. But I think the Germans are about to lose this. The Brits are pushing through pretty aggressively in most areas. Parachutists are moving up here to try and deal with the F1s. We're trying to use a captured Panzerfaust, I wager. Yeah, here they go. In the one in the rear. They're getting mowed down by the machine guns out in the open. And at this point, the Germans surrender. Makes a lot of sense considering the situation. And I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you next one, everyone. Bye-bye.